You are my pack, Wednesday.
Enid Sinclair. At first glance, she looks like comic relief. Bright sweaters, rainbow nails, hugs for everyone.
It's so vivid.
She is bubbly, she is light, she is the opposite of Wednesday Addams. The perfect sidekick, right? But if you look closer, her story is not light at all. It is one of the most tragic arcs of the entire series, 2 seasons. Her positivity is not just a personality trait, it's a defense mechanism. Every time she smiles, every time she throws out her boundless energy, she is fighting her greatest fear, the fear of being abandoned, of becoming the lone wolf.
Howdy, Rumi. Are you feeling okay? You look a little pale. Welcome to Ophelia Hall. Not a hugger. Got it.
And here's where psychoanalysis helps us understand her. Freud spoke about Anaclitic love, a form of attachment where love is based on dependence. Enid doesn't just want a friend, she needs a pack. She clings to Wednesday because without her, she feels she could vanish into loneliness.
Why the sudden change of heart? Because we work. We shouldn't, but we do. It's like some sort of weird friendship anomaly.
So this is not just kindness, this is survival. Other bloggers describe Enid as bubbly and naive, but psychoanalysis lets us go deeper. Her endless optimism, her hugs, her rainbow identity, they are not just quirks. They are defenses against the pain of conditional love. Because at home, her own mother told her, change who you are, or you don't belong. And that's terrible.
I brought you a gift.
These aren't just ordinary summer camps. These are camps for lycanthropy conversion?
Don't you want to wolf out and finally be normal, honey?
Conversion camp? Seriously? Is it a joke? But it is not a joke. It's trauma. The very foundation of Enid's fear of being unlovable. I do not love you as you are. And that's why her story matters. Enid is not like some comic relief. She's a tragic character. Across this video, we're going to trace her arc. From her fear of rejection to her impossible love for Wednesday and friendship, to her transformation, and finally to her sacrifice that costs her everything. That's the arc we're going to explore and discuss deeply psychoanalytically. So please do subscribe for this channel. It matters a lot for me. Let's go on. Yes, of course, at this moment we celebrate that Wednesday is alive, but it comes at a terrible price. This is not just Enid's story, it's the story of what it means to love, to sacrifice, and to lose yourself in the process. Enid doesn't just like Wednesday. She doesn't just want a best friend. For her, Wednesday is survival. Psychoanalysis calls this Anaclitic love. Love that is rooted in dependence. The baby depends on the mother for life. Later, the adult transfers that same desperate attachment onto someone else. And that's what we see with Enid. Without Wednesday, she is terrified, she'll be abandoned, forgotten, pushed out of the pack.
You could grab a brush. Miss Thornhill's just ordered pizza. Want to take a stab at being social? I do like stabbing. The social part, not so much.
Already here, Enid is cleaning. Every rejection makes her try harder. Other analysts, therapists, describe Enid as bubbly, bright, too positive. But think about it. Why would someone be too positive? Why? Because deep down they are afraid. If she hugs people, she assumes everyone must like it. If she smiles, then maybe no one will leave her. It's not just personality, it's strategy. A defense strategy against her greatest fear.
Was I an annoying distraction?
You definitely had some annoying habits.
Such as?
You giggle when you text, which is a 24/7 addiction.
This isn't just comedy, it's pain covered by a rainbow. And this is why Wednesday, the Queen of Darkness, actually trusts her. Wednesday hates lies, hates manipulation. Everyone else around her hides something, but Enid, she wears her heart in one way or another on her sleeve. She's too transparent to be fake. For Wednesday, who's always scanning for betrayal, Enid becomes the safest person in the entire school.
Are you kidding me? I've learned so much from you. Most people spend their entire lives pretending to give 0 Fs, and you literally never had an F to give.
So not just a friend, not just a roommate. For Enid, Wednesday is her lifeline. This is the essence of Anaclitic love. I cannot survive without you. I need you to exist. And once you see it this way, Enid's every smile, every hug, every colorful outfit, they stop being funny. They start looking tragic. Enid's fear of being left behind didn't start at Nevermore. It started at home. Because what happens when your own family tells you you are not enough the way you are? I was undecided about whom to choose as her mother, and I decided maybe I'm gonna stick with Cruella.
7 weeks in the Balkan countryside, and she was howling at the moon in no time, as it should be. Don't you want a wolf out and finally be normal, honey?
This isn't just strict parenting. It's rejection at the deepest level. In psychoanalysis, we call this a narcissistic injury. It's the wound you carry when people who are supposed to love you only on certain conditions. Enid's mother doesn't say, I love you as you are. She says, change or you don't belong. And that message gets burned into her psyche. If I am myself, I am unlovable. That's why she's terrified of being the lone wolf. Because she already lived that rejection. At home, she wasn't the good daughter. She was the disappointment, the one who failed to transform, the one who had to smile even when her heart was breaking.
Have you wolfed out yet?
No,
Well, that is a disappointment.
that's me. Huge disappointment.
Right here, you hear the desperation. She wants to be loved for herself, but she knows she isn't. So when she runs to Wednesday, it's not just about friendship. It's an escape from that conditional love. At Nevermore, she can be colorful, loud, messy, everything her family despises. But the wound doesn't go away. It sits inside her, whispering, you're not enough. You'll always be too weak, too strange, too much.
So, it's decided 6 weeks at Camp Howell. You'll need to pick which activities.
No, I don't, because I'm not going. If I'm meant to wolf out, then I'm going to do it on my own timeline and not yours.
This is Enid unmasked. No rainbow sweater can cover that pain. This is the root of her tragedy. Her family, her mother, couldn't love her as she was. I guess father could, but mother is important, the most important. So she built a mask of sunshine, hoping that someone, somewhere would accept it. In psychoanalysis, Melanie Klein described something called the depressive position. It's the moment when you finally learn to love someone not as all good or all bad, but as a whole person at the child development stage. Both sides at once, good and bad. And that's exactly the step Enid takes with Wednesday. At first, Enid tries to please her, smothering her with warmth, ignoring every rejection. But slowly, painfully, she realizes if she wants to truly love Wednesday, she has to accept her shadows too.
I've tried really, really, really hard to be your friend. Always put myself out there, thought of your feelings too, because that's what friends do. And the fact that you don't know that says everything.
And this is truly the turning point. Enid stops just the rainbow clown and admits she's hurt. And here is the crucial part: boundaries. At home, Enid was trained to be the disappointment, the one who has to adjust, smile, endure. With Wednesday, she slowly learns something radical. She can set limits. She can say, I won't always take your coldness. She can draw a line.
Tonight was just the icing on the birthday cake you couldn't even be bothered to cut. You'll use anyone to get what you want, even if it means putting them in danger. We could have died tonight because of your stupid obsession.
I think this is not weakness, this is growth. For the first time, Enid demands respect. And that's where her love for Wednesday becomes something deeper. Not a fantasy of being rescued, not just dependence, but a painful acceptance. Yes, you hurt me. Yes, you are difficult, but I still choose you. I still choose you. And this is the depressive position in action. Love that sees the whole person, darkness and all. But here's the tragedy. Once you learn to love someone fully, you also risk losing yourself in them. And that's exactly what's waiting for Enid in her next chapter. Enid's whole arc builds towards one question: why cannot she transform? Why every other werewolf can embrace their nature? Is she stuck? From a psychoanalytic view, the answer is simple and painful. The inner critic. That voice she inherited from her mother, from her family, from every moment of rejection. It tells her, you are too weak, you are too much, you'll never be enough.
Why aren't you wolfing out? Because I can't. That's all I got. I've been to the best psychoanalyst. Had to fly to Milwaukee, would you believe it?
It looks funny, but underneath, it's shame. Other psychotherapists call this her doormat problem, the feeling she's always being stepped on. But psychoanalysis shows us why. If you believe deep down that you are unworthy, you'll always hold yourself back. Transformation is impossible if you don't believe you deserve it.
You know, she says there's a chance I might never,
What happens then?
I'd become a lone wolf.
This is self-condemnation hidden under a smile. And here comes the paradox. Her anxious, bubbling personality, always talking, always oversharing, is the very thing that eventually frees her. When she finally lets go, when she stops controlling, when she throws all her fear onto the table, she transforms.
Enid? Enid!
The ultimate release. Anxiety turns into power. For Enid, transformation isn't just a supernatural moment. It's the psychoanalytic breakthrough, the moment when the inner critic loses control and the self finally emerges. But, as always in tragedy, this victory comes with a cost. Every hero's transformation comes with a price. For Enid, that price is sacrifice. She doesn't transform for herself. She doesn't do it to prove her worth to her family. She does it to save Wednesday.
Enid? Enid! I need to get back to the school!
This is not triumph. This is desperation. And here we touch prophecy. Remember, Wednesday saw a vision of Enid's death. Many viewers thought it meant literal death. But look deeper. The prophecy is fulfilled in another way. Not through her body's death, but through the erasure of her old identity.
First, I must find Enid. I gave her my word. But who exactly will return by my side? My friend? Or the beast that's consumed her?
The old Enid, the bright, bubbly roommate, is gone. Psychoanalytically, this is devastating. She becomes the alpha, the predator, the lone wolf. She wins power, but loses herself. It's the perfect Kleinian tragedy. Melanie Klein. Strength only comes at the cost of wholeness.
I die because of you!
Enid!
Death came true, but not the way anyone expected, and yet there is still a question mark. Because in season 2, Professor Capri hints that the curse of the Alpha may not be final. That what looks like fate could still be undone.
It means you could be an alpha. Don't worry. There's a lot of misinformation out there about alphas becoming lone wolves.
A seed of hope inside the tragedy. So prophecy is not just about death. It's about transformation beyond recognition. Enid saves Wednesday, but the cost is herself. So what do we make of Enid Sinclair? To most viewers, she is the comic relief, the rainbow girl, the bubbly roommate. But through the lens of psychoanalysis, she becomes something else entirely. A tragic character. Fans celebrate this moment, but it's bittersweet because we know what she lost. Think of her arc. Anaclitic love, clinging to Wednesday as her lifeline. Narcissistic injury, a family who could and mother who could only love her on conditions. The depressive position, learning to accept Wednesday fully, even her cruelty. And then finally, when she accepted Wednesday, transformation, breaking free only by silencing her inner critic. And sacrifice, prophecy and then sacrifice, saving Wednesday, but losing her old self.
Enid?
It was the only way to save you.
And this is not Enid we met. This is the price of love and loyalty. And this is what makes her story universal. Because behind the werewolves and prophecies, Enid's arc is about something all of us know. The pain of wanting to be loved for who we are. The fear that love will cost us our identity. The desperate hope that even if we give everything, we'll still be seen, accepted, and held.
Enid?
A tragic ending, but also a question mark. Because prophecy isn't finished. Professor Capri hinted at secrets, lies, loopholes, and Enid's story may not end in exile. It may return in season 3 with the possibility of redemption or an even darker fall. So the only question is, when she comes back, will she be Wednesday's Enid or the Alpha prophecy demanded? If you want to keep exploring these hidden psychoanalytic stories inside Wednesday, hit subscribe. We'll dive into more characters, more arcs, and uncover what makes this show so haunting and so true to life. Thank you.